Hey guys, got the dragon here again. Just excuse me if you may. I am a little out of breath. I just mounted this new rear dual sport tire on the rim by hand, and if any of you have done that, you know what a bear it can be. I just have it sitting up there so I can get a good look at it. Just kind of get an overall idea of what it's going to look like and sense of direction and make sure that my ideas are still working. So anyway, this is a little seat I'm going with, a little Brat seat I ordered. I figured that's just the easiest way. I think this thing's like 35 bucks. It's a little cheap, but it works. As opposed to me going and buying $40 worth of material and trying to cover my own. But anyway, I can see now, where I got to cut the frame right here behind the shock mount. Obviously the same on the other side, and then build me a little loop for the back there. And I put this tire on here to give me an idea how it's going to look, because if you see the back of the seat, look at it focusing on my finger. The back of the seat lines right up with the center of the tire, and it gives you a real nice aggressive look when it's all said and done with those dual sports. Shinkos. They're E750s. Look those up. You can get them just about anywhere for just over 100 for both of them, I think it was. I did the front one yesterday. Had a little bit of time here with the weather. I had two different jobs yesterday. One was in the morning and one was after 5. So I had a couple hours during the day, and I went ahead and did this. Mounted the front tire. Yesterday it was pretty decent out, so I was able to get it painted and the fork tubes painted, and cleaned up the brakes and painted inside there. So that's starting to look good. Cleaned up the triple tree here a little bit. That's looking real good. Again, I'm back down here in the basement. This was like a family rec room type area that was under remodeling before I took over and started making a little shop out of it. So there hasn't been any more remodeling going on. But anyway, just like I say, doing a little bit at a time when I can. And, just making sure the concept's still working and my ideas are still working. You just kind of put it back together, kind of get a look at it, then take it back apart, go to your next step. But yeah, I just got this motor back together. The other day I shot some videos of that, and I also said this in the other video, but the cylinder head plugs of mine were really dry and brittle and everything, so I thought they were coming in a new gasket kit, but they didn't. So I have to order that. Then I can get the cover on and get that engine painted up the way it's supposed to look and everything. I just wrap everything but the engine. Of course, tank and all that stuff comes back off, and get that painted up. It's already been scrubbed and degreased a million times, so it might look a little stained, but believe me, it's spotless. So it'll take that good engine paint. And then when I'm done, as usual, I always go through some of these wires, get overspray, and they're just old and dirty anyway. Any kind of hoses and wires, I take a little bit of acetone on a rag, and that plastic, it cleans plastic up real nice. And clean all that up after it's all been painted, and that's towards the end of the build there. But anyway, 1979 Suzuki GS850 Brat project. I really love doing this. It'd be great if you could make a living at it. You can, I guess you get to a level. There's guys that are at a level that are making a really good living at it. It's hard when you're trying to balance life and do it and pay bills and all that kind of stuff. So you get good times where that's all you can do is build, and other times you got to stop and make money. So sometimes these things get put on hold, but maybe I'll get it figured out here sooner or later. Cut my bills down, then I'll be able to do this more often. But anyway, once again, it's just take a minute, throw some parts on, kind of get a sense of direction. These are just the badges. I actually am going to reuse them. I'm just going to put them back over there, and they'll be a different color. This bike's going to be black and red. It's going to be really sharp looking, aggressive. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a nice little bike, and I'm building it for sale. So that's pretty much what it is. It's going to end up being a flip. I'm not keeping it. I already know that. So I'm going to try to do as nice a job as I can, but I have to keep cost, and profit and my time in mind, because you usually have more time in it than you really are going to get paid for. But if you're set up, like when I get a shop and I get set up and I can do this like an assembly line type system, as you've seen from my other videos. I mean, I've done some of these, just cleaned them up in a week, but you can practically rebuild one in a month with fresh paint and everything, and make some pretty good money on it. So, and I'm not talking about working every day. I'm just talking about when you can do it. So anyway, that's where we're at. I appreciate you guys watching, and I just want to take a little time and kind of go over it. Sorry I've been rambling on and bobbing the phone all around and probably all blurry and everything. But anyway, you get the idea. So it's coming along. Just want to show you that I'm working on it. Anybody that's following along, and hopefully I want to focus a lot more attention on it. So I'm kind of trying to work my schedule that way, but I have to get, the days I can work on it, I got to get a lot done. So unfortunately today it's raining and I wanted to do some painting, but that's not going to happen. So we'll just get her cleaned up and do what we can do. Maybe I cut that frame, get that going. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Dragon says, peace out. Stay tuned for more.